Well, good morning once again, everybody. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, March 18th, 2017, and I'm a voice crying in the wilderness. Actually, I'm not in the wilderness today. I'm in the Frontier Village in Fort Gaines, Georgia. The big, beautiful Fort Gaines, Georgia. The Frontier Village was actually, in its heyday, it would have been an outpost for people who were coming in from the wilderness. At a village like this, they could find shelter, food, all of the necessities of life that they may have been missing while they were trekking through the wilderness. Here lies a statue of Otis Miko. It's one of the many wonders that you would find here in the Pioneer Village. But as you can see, Otis has fallen flat on his face. So many wonderful things we can see as we travel through places like this, and we can see all of God's creations along with some of man's creations. It's beautiful. The fact is that we can see them. We can see them because they're not invisible, they're not transparent, and there's nothing obstructing your view from seeing these things. What if air was black? What if air was green? Would we be able to see all of these beautiful things? I think not. But God, in his infinite wisdom, made air invisible. He made air transparent so that we could see beautiful things like this. This would have been awful. We couldn't see any of this if the air was not clear and the air was not transparent. This is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about transparency. But I'm not talking about transparency like in the wilderness and the air. I'm talking about transparency in government. Does anybody remember growing up, maybe somebody might have been standing in front of the television and the viewers couldn't see what was going on, and somebody might make a sarcastic remark like, "Hey, was your mother and your father made of glass?" To which the person obscuring the view of the TV might say, "Well, of course not." Well, if your mother wasn't made of glass and your father wasn't made of glass, get out from in front of the TV, because we can't see. You not made of glass either. The implication being that if one were made of glass, you would be able to see the TV through that person. Well, what about our government people? What about our government? It would actually be more beneficial to us if our government were as transparent as the air. Then we could see what was going on. There would be nothing obscuring our view. We could see behind the scenes what they were planning, what they were doing. But instead, they choose to not be transparent. It's like if they have something that they're doing and they know that everybody's going to be for it, everybody's going to be excited about it, then it's a front page news. It's headline news. But if they're doing something that they think that maybe they'll face some type of resistance, you'll never see it in the media. You'll never see it on the newspaper. You'll never see it on the TV. You'll never see it on Facebook. You'll never see it anywhere. Why is that? That's what I mean by lack of transparency. Why do they work behind the black cloth of secrecy? Why do they work in the shadows? I can almost see them wringing their hands, stooped over, shadowy figures, plotting and planning different schemes for the citizens of this county, the people who put them there. We didn't elect them into those positions for themselves. We elected them into those positions to represent us. But instead, they practice this game of secrecy to keep us uninformed. Is that the right way to run a government? Is that the right way to run a board of commissioners or a board of education or city council? Shouldn't we know what is going on? Shouldn't we know what they're planning for us? Shouldn't we know what our money is being spent on? I would think so. Take the Board of Commissioners meetings, for instance. The gallery where the audience sits is so far removed from where the board sits that you can't hear a word they're saying. And they make no attempt to speak louder so that you could hear. They have microphones sitting right in front of their faces, but they don't turn them on. Now, why would they do that if they wanted you to hear what they were talking about? Why would they do that? Why would they make it difficult for you to speak before the board? Why wouldn't they have an open forum where people can get up and make short comments and short statements, ask questions? Amazes me, baffles me. I don't know. Can you see what's behind me? Can you see the scenery that is behind me? Can you see the beautiful trees and bushes that are behind me? Probably not. And the reason you can't see them is because I'm not transparent. I'm a solid object. Can you see what's behind me now? Can you see the trees? Can you see the bushes? Can you see the different items that are behind me? Different things that are behind me? You can, because I'm transparent now. Now you can't see. Now I'm not obstructing your view. Now I'm not hiding anything from you. And this is how we need our government to be. We need to bring pressure down upon them people to open up their meetings, open up their plans, open up their secret discussions so that we can know what's going on in this government that we pay for. That's all I have for now. Just another voice crying in the wilderness.